you that I go hard. Tell you I'm from the south. I'm known for being a boss. I'm known cause I got clout. They say word on the street. Yeah, that's the word on the street. Oh, that's the word on the street. Yeah, that's the word on the street. They tell you I'm getting paid. Tell you I'm from the A. I'm known for keeping it good. I'm known as the candlelight. That's the word on the street. Yeah, that's the word on the street. Oh, that's the word on the street. Yeah, that's the word on the street.
Radio. We are WIMSDB, your powerhouse indie music station. You can download us on Google, Apple, or Amazon. And we are Digital Track BDS station and now a proud member of the National Digital Broadcasters. We are bringing hip-hop, trap, reggae, southern soul, R&B, gospel, and more. 2023 is about to be lit on Under the Radar Radio, your powerhouse indie music station. It's the Yo ATL Rap Video Music Awards going down April 29th at the Atrium in Stone Mountain, Georgia. It's Street Sweeper ain't on Yo TV on. Make sure y'all go ahead and cop their tickets. Tickets are $30. We still have VIP and tables left. Show starts at 7:30 on the red carpet with your girl Deona Freeman. And our main show is hosted by our boy Gas Can Shouter of the East Side Boys. This is one star-studded show you don't want to miss with our Lifetime Achievement Award winners and I Am legends such as Trinidad James, Rod Soul Jazz, Sister Nine Boys, Latham, Freak Nasty, O.E., Player Punch Michael Montana, the East Side Boys, Southern Players, and many, many more. So make sure y'all come on out to the Yo ATL Rouse Video Music Awards going down at the Atrium April 29th, 2023. We'll see y'all there.
Going down next month on Under the Radar Radio. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. is Word on the Street Top 10 Countdown. So make sure you download the app on Amazon, Google, Apple, and MyTuner to make sure y'all can tune in and see who your favorite artist is on my Top 10. I'm your girl, Word on the Street, Deona Freeman. Make sure you email me your music at music.submission@undertheradarradio.com.
QC Performing Arts and Right Away LLC presents Let's Talk with T, hosted by Teens Have Visions. Make sure y'all come on out Saturday, March 18, 2023 at the Margaret Jones Public Library in Sylvester, Georgia from 3 to 7 p.m. The cost is $10 per teen. Make sure y'all call or text 229-800-5422 for inquiries and donations to their event. We'll see you there.
Attention, all Doherty County school system parents, it's that time of year, y'all. It's the 2023-2024 pre-K registration going down at Magnolia Early Childhood Education Center, 1700 Sanford Avenue in Albany, Georgia. You can call 229-431-1290. Online registration opens January the 30th. Not only that, your kids will be getting high quality education opportunities. Meals and transportation is provided and must be 4 years old by September the 1st. Make sure y'all go check them out. Magnolia Early Childhood Education Center in Albany, Georgia.
Girls, April 29th, we're going to be in the building at Yo ATL Rap Music Video Award. And we are nominated in 3 categories. 3? Yeah, so don't forget to vote for us at yoatlraps.com.
And we're also going to be the opening act, so beat us there.
Don't meet us there.
Y'all, it's your girl Stuck Up Kayla, and I will be live in full effect April 29th at the Yo ATL Rap Music Video Awards. I need all my hot boys and babies to pop out. I will be performing live and opening up for the show, so you already know it's a movie. What I need you to do is click that link below and go vote your girl for all 3 categories. Don't meet me there, beat me there.
You already know what time it is. It's that time of year again. Your ATL Rap Music Video Awards, April the 29th, going down at the Atrium, and it's going down absolutely big, hosted by the Eastside Boys. And these are some of the names that will be in the building: the 69 Boys, Flat Pack, Blood Raw, Michael Montana, Roscoe Dash, Crime Mob, Pastor Troy, and more. You do not want to miss this event. Get your tickets now. Your ATL Rap Music Video Awards show. This is an event that you don't want to miss. Be there or hear about it.
What up, everybody? This your girl. Check it in. It's something going on with the internet. Ever since I kind of upgraded, I've been having problems with this thing today. What up, y'all? I'm trying to find out what's going on. It has slowed up. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna go out and come back. What up, y'all? I'm your girl. It's just been one of them days. I don't know what it is. Amp, nod your head. You let me know if you hear me or not. Okay. I don't know. MediaCom upgraded Amp, and I don't know. This thing been tripping all day. What up, homie?
How you doing? How you doing? We're not gonna let that stop us.
I can't hear you. For some reason, I cannot hear you, Amp.
Oh my goodness! And I got my mic on, and I'm turned up.
I still can't hear you.
Oh man!
Make sure when you go back out and check your mic settings, because I don't hear you at all.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to tell you earlier. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Let me jump.
I can slick read your lips.
Oh dang!
What up, y'all? I'm still right now. We all gonna go out for a second, because right now I don't know. He said he can hear me, but I cannot hear him at all. So we got some technical difficulties going on, because I did upgrade on MediaCom side, and I don't know what's going on. I hadn't had any problems with it until I upgraded. So give me a chance. We're going to go back out, come back in, see what's going on. So give me a second. Because he said he can hear me. Is there anybody else that can hear me? Because right now I cannot hear anything. I don't know what MediaCom did, but right now my stuff is lagging like real bad. Hey, Aunt. And I still can't hear you. I don't know what it is. Hold on. There you go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, because I've been on about 5 different things today, so I've been excited about your show. Now I don't want nothing to go wrong.
I know. Can you really hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I see it's lagging a little bit on my side. That's why I'm trying to make sure.
Okay, well now on my side, you're coming through clear.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I don't care about the video, as long as you can hear me.
Okay.
So y'all check this out. This is my homie. I've been knowing him like, oh my God, it's a long time. We've been knowing each other for a long time. And
hey, these crazy days, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got some time in now.
Yes, this is my homie, the one and only Big Amp. QB1. He been doing his thing, the quarterback. He been doing his thing for a while. I have been watching him back and forth doing whatever, all these different things. I mean, a lot of things he's been doing and a lot of stuff that he hasn't got enough credit for. So this is my homie, Big Amp. Big Amp. See you when you came through Albany.
Hey, I be in your area now. I be in your area. It's just that a lot of times, sometimes we be doing stuff for nonprofits too. So then when we there, we real quiet, because right then it's about our mission, and it ain't really about being seen or heard. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. And you have been doing a wonderful job. I've seen a couple of things that you're getting ready to do with a function that is tomorrow night, right? In Atlanta, Georgia.
Right, yeah, right. Definitely. I'm up there tomorrow with 717. And the truth of the matter is, that particular organization is helping out young boys that's having academic and emotional needs. And it's just like in Albany, I don't know their correct name, but the dude over there with Emerge or whatever, um, gosh, what is it? Like the guy that has the school with the young boys?
Oh, with Randall. I know you said
Randall.
Randall, yeah.
Yeah. So, when I see situations like that, it's dear to me, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm from there. I'm from single parent. You feel me? I'm from the PJs. I'm from places that look like, it's hopeless. But at the end of the day, when we make a decision and, we got that ambition, we can overcome that.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't get that. So, I mean, like with me as well, I go out and do a lot of nonprofit things as well and help out on different stuff because I'm a big advocate. Because one, I was a mentor at one of the schools that closed down here that helped out kids. They had a program for underprivileged kids. So that made me look into it more. And then I had friends that was underprivileged and everything, but I've always learned not to judge them because those like one of the realest people you can ever have in your lifetime, really, to be real. So I'm just been so proud of you. I've been like, look at him doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look at him. He talking about me, but look at you. Let's talk about.
But this the one thing that I want to say, and especially, and I'm challenging some of the other young men that's in our business. We got to make sure that we don't be hypocrites. And how to do that is to give back in some form or fashion, because sometimes it's not all about money. Sometimes it's about time. It's about presence, or bringing attention to a cause.
Yes.
That.
Yes. And see, a lot of them don't understand that. And like some of the young rappers now, they are real big influencers. And they don't understand that when it comes to the kids that's like 9, 10, 11, they are rapping your music. They are copying everything you're doing because they think it's real and it's not. That's why you have to step outside the box and do some of these advocacy things so they can see the real you. That's why when I do my show, it's about the real you. I don't want the fake you because I'm not gonna like you like that because I want you to tell me you. Because I have kids that look at this and you know what I'm saying, they looking at what's going on and seeing what you got to really say about what's going on in the world. So right now, I would like for you to tell me who is Big Amp.
Oh man, well, this version of Big Amp, I'm definitely a record executive, but because I'm very, very hands-on and I love to do the work part, a lot of people don't know some of the contributions that I have made. So if you ask me who is Big Amp as a person, let's keep it real. I'm a daddy, I'm a granddaddy, I'm an advocate, you know what I'm saying? I got a book out, but I'm more than anything, an entrepreneur. Why? Because I'm never comfortable and I'm always trying to get to the next thing.
And I'm so proud of you. So let's get into this book. What made you go ahead and write a book?
Well, the truth of the matter is, it's going to sound crazy, but I got to give it to you blood raw. My book is it's more like holding you accountable for writing down your thoughts and for writing down your plan. I was raised in the church, vacation Bible school, all that good stuff. Grandma didn't play that. But one of the things that I observed in the Bible was write it down and make it plain. And so then as I became an entrepreneur and started to dibble and dabble in different businesses, I'm fascinated with buildings. Now, this is going to sound crazy. I'm fascinated when I see something from the ground level and then I see it come up. I'm fascinated when I see the ground break and you tell me that something is going to be over there. And so when I did my book, I understand that we have the phones, but a lot of us got phones and we still do dumb stuff. You know that. But it's so many different distractions. And so I did the book so that people could really have a chronological order of the steps they're going to take to pursue their purpose. Because again, write it down, make it plain.
Right. Write the vision, make it plain. And that's something that I stress all the time when people talk about your dreams. And I tell them, if it's yours and it's for you, and you can eat, sleep, breathe, wake up, see it, sit down and eat, see it. That is your vision. Write your vision, make it plain. And I've been so proud of you because it's been like some of the stuff I kind of remember when we used to talk back in the day when you came here. It's like you have made it work. You have been a part of a lot of different things that people don't know that you was actually a part of. And I want to say, to me, I want to say congratulations because I ain't seen you in forever until I seen you when you came in Albany. So I want to tell you congratulations on a lot of different things because you should have gotten credit for a lot of different things that you should have. Right. And I don't know if you want to elaborate on it, but if you want to, you can.
Well, let me say this. Because I don't look for praise from man, and because I'm real big on this whole universe and this whole journey, I've actually gotten my flowers in different ways. You got to look at, I'm a man that got 4 sons. So I think I did a pretty good job, but for the times that I fell short, I took it as, okay, well, I helped out a whole bunch of other kids. So I think I received a mercy for that. And so that's how I look at it in this record industry. It might have been one artist to know I couldn't help him go platinum or gold, but I helped him change his trajectory in his life, or I gave him a better vision of where he put him in a better situation. And so he may have led me to another client. So I got my flowers in another form.
And I'm giving you more and more flowers because you have been doing a whole lot. And now with being who you are now, and I see you traveling now and with artists, tell me about your artists because you brought an artist here to Albany, Georgia. And I didn't get a chance to see him, but I've been hearing good views on him. I've seen him on a couple of podcasts. So I'm gonna let you introduce the artist that you have been promoting for the last couple of months that I've seen him. So I need you to introduce your artist and tell me your grind with him.
Okay, well, the artist that you actually saw me bring to that night is an artist by the name of KGB Cho. Now, the good thing about it is, even though I'm from Florida, KGB, he's actually a Georgia boy. He's from Thomasville, Georgia. But what people have to realize is us being neighbors and with the relationships that's in place, that call came to me from New York. Another artist that I brought to your area last year, I brought Tafia there, which he signed to Meek Mills and Dream Chaser. Another artist that I brought last year was Bobby Fishkill, and he signed to Rock Nation. But what I like about KGB Cho, you know, he is young. He's finding his audience and he's getting traction. But again, he was willing to come out and interact. And that's something that I want to touch on before we get out of this podcast, is the importance of artists getting back active and not just staying on the computer.
And let's talk about it because that's something that a lot of artists want to just stay on the computer. They don't want to get out and grind. They think it's just social media. They got to stay on social media. It's more than that. It is footwork. It's just only thing social media did was add it to make the laziness there instead of making you get out and actually grind. I appreciate all the Trump monkeys. Everybody was going, oh, them Trump boys did what they supposed to do. I appreciate all the BCU stuff, the Freakniks, all that, because you had so many artists out there on foot passing out CDs and tapes. I appreciate it. So let's talk about that because a lot of young people don't understand that kind of grind.
Well, I'm finna make a few people mad, but I'm gonna keep it G because I came on here to definitely celebrate you and celebrate your art and bless your platform in some form or fashion. But I gotta say this. I need every artist to stop feeling entitled as of today. That's one. Two, I need y'all to understand, I'm not gonna even talk about Georgia, but it's 20,000 rappers in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So think about this. I'm sure. Right. So I'm sure it has to be 50,000 rappers in Georgia because it has to be 20,000 in Atlanta alone. So I need people to stop feeling entitled. I need people to stop feeling complacent. And I need them to understand that you're going to have to make your place. You're going to have to get your traction. You're going to have to get some foundation. And one of the things that upset me the most, and this is just my personal pet peeve, so take it for what it's worth. When you run up on a person like me or you, or a person in a higher position that's in a position to help you with your journey, right? Don't feel entitled. Don't tell us what you're going to do when you blow, because we've heard that story 1,000 times. We've already helped a bunch of people blow. So I want artists to get back used to the term fixing their own plate, which means not waiting on a label, not waiting on a deal, not waiting on a handout, but blessing us with your presence, showing us your work ethic, showing us that you believe in your stuff. Why? Because at the stage and the level of the game that I'm in right now, it's going to take a little bit more than you have a good record to get me on board. And that's just where I'm at in my career.
Exactly. And that's something I always stress because, you know, I judge a lot of showcases and everything, and they get mad, but I'm a real judge. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's wrong because I want you to fix it. Because they think that, oh, I do this, oh, the industry is gonna accept this. No, they're not. They looking for the total package. That means you can promote yourself, you can do your own record, you can do a whole lot of different stuff. And they think it's just, oh, well, I can get this distribution deal and I'm gonna sit back and just chill on. You can't even do that. You still got to promote, you got to work. And they don't understand that.
Right. So can I touch base on one thing before we get too far?
Yeah.
I hear people say the same thing what you're saying about distribution. I still need them to know, even when the game changed, and even though now it's all about impressions, engagement, and the algorithm, distribution has not changed. It's still shipping, billing, and collecting. It's just about who's collecting. So when a person comes to me and they say, oh my gosh, I have distribution through a higher power, the only thing that does, and this is just my professional opinion, if you get the traction and if you get that motion for real, then it does put you closer to the line. Why? Because you're already in their system. But if a label has, and I'm just hypothetically speaking, if a label has 800X, how do you get on their radar? Because think about this, when they're doing those Tuesday morning meetings, they have some people that have priorities, and the priorities are going to get the attention. So again, in the streets, they keep talking about motion, 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 motion. That's what I see. I want to see motion. You don't have motion if it's 100 parties going on within a 50-mile radius of you in your home. You don't have motion if you're still calling the clubs in terms of please let me get in, or they won't let me get in. My biggest pet peeve, besides laziness and entitlement, is somebody saying what somebody else won't let them do. I'm a firm believer in it's an audience for everybody. You just got to find your audience and find your tribe. But in doing that, I still need y'all to understand that you're going to experience a little bit of trial, a little bit of error. And nobody has the exact form. Even the major labels who have the resources and millions of dollars, if they knew exactly what we would accept, they would just keep doing that. You see what I'm saying? So it's okay if an artist put out a record and it's not that record, don't freak out, because when you put out an album and you put out the wrong song, the streets will tell you. They'll be like, hold on, man, why you didn't do this? So, you know what I'm saying? And it's like we've all heard an album and we've said, oh my gosh, why did you didn't pick this song? So I just want artists to just focus on their craft and on their work, and not on haters, not on ops, and just take advantage of the opportunities. Because me, coming from the era of music that I came from, and I'm not ashamed to say it because I'm still here, I'm still relevant, and I still make a viable income. The booty shake days, we were the most disrespected music, and they made its own genre by putting it and segregating it and saying bass music. We had artists that was down here selling way more records than the New York Boys, but the New York Boys were on TV. The New York Boys had endorsements. The New York Boys, at that time, they had brand ambassador opportunities. It's just that we didn't realize what that was. And so now I want to make sure that the artists understand this. If you don't understand this business, get somebody on your team that does. You feel me? If you don't like to talk to people, get somebody to talk to people for you, because you can burn a bridge or mess up a relationship before it even starts, and you can cut yourself short.
Exactly. I need you to repeat that one more time. It's like I'm preaching to the choir. They hear you coming right behind me with the same antidote that a lot of them don't get. And that's what I be telling them. Like, look, there's a lot of things you don't know, and you need to get some people on your team for real. And you can tell the ones that don't know because once you put them in the spotlight, they look like deer with a headlight on them. They don't know what way to go, which way to go, or who to talk to.
Right. And the other thing is, let me say this. Artists, I understand your ego and I understand your persona, understand what you're portraying, but sometimes that don't have a place in business. We all like the Chick-fil-A restaurant, not because they're the first person that cooked chicken, but because they give you good customer service. Everything is my pleasure. Whatever the problem is, they want to fix it. They want to accommodate. And
Right.
and this is just my opinion, and it will probably never happen, but I think we got to get back to the good customer service. And that goes with us not feeling entitled. I have talked to managers to where you're calling to book a $10,000 show, and they're on the other end like they buffet. You see what I'm saying? It's like very rarely do you find somebody that hot. Like 2 years ago, maybe Ross that hot in terms of, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just wanted to book him or something like that.
Yeah.
But I just would love to see the balance between know-how, work ethic, customer service, right? And I'd
Right.
like to see the artists, the label, and the management be on the same team and work together. Because that's the other problem that I see. Either
Yeah.
I go to a situation and I see where the artist and the manager, they together, but they're not together. Everybody cutting deals
Right.
both
I see that
sides.
all the time.
Right. That's a problem. The other problem is if all y'all together, why y'all going in different directions? You couldn't have played organized sports because you would know that that's a formula for disaster.
Exactly. And I see it all the time when they start separating and doing separate things. And when it's time for the team to get back together, it's a mess. It's a disaster because now you really don't turn each other into enemies. So I've seen that happen plenty of times.
And then they
Plenty.
call us, watch this, then they call us and they want us to fix it. At that point, call me when you need stitches. Don't call me when you need plastic surgery because I'm not your guy. I'm not your
See,
guy.
you so petty.
Yeah. Yeah. Call me when you need stitches, man.
And it's true. Everybody don't take the time and think it is true, but it's everything you said is true. And we say it so much till we blue in the face. But and the lot of the problem that I have, it be the homeboys that don't know nothing.
And
And
let me say this, sir. I understand coming from the hood and the PJs, and I understand what the code is. But we are doing business. And I'm not saying that it's not a place for your homeboys, your dogs, and your brothers, but that may not be representing you. Because let me
exactly
say this. If I don't know you, and the first time I get on the phone with somebody that represents you and they cuss me out, or they treat me a certain way, or they act like I'm a bother, it's too late once you find out who I am and how much juice and how much pull I got. It's too late to come back and reintroduce yourself.
right.
I've had people come in a room that I was in, and all of the people that they knew, they worshiped them, kissed their feet, gifts, the whole nine. And then at the end of the meeting, they say, "Hey man, but QB, he the one that's gonna run you through the South." Now they got to come back because they know they done held their nose up at me. You feel
Yep.
me?
Yep.
And I walk light for a reason. At the end of the day, it's not about being seen. I have no desire to flex. I really love this business. I really love this culture. I'm glad that I'm able to sit here and say, I remember when we was fighting for CD space on a shelf, right? And
Yep.
competing with to, to where now where we're at, that problem is non-existent. And when I look at, and I just want to say this on your show, when I look at people like King George, do I work with him? No. Do I know him? No. But I watched his record. I loved it from the beginning. And
Right.
I watched how Southern blues or Southern soul or whatever you want to call it, just boundaries and bridge the gap with the young and the old. And this man just got paid $50,000 to do a show. in the last couple of weeks. And so now his price is his price. So my thing is this here. That's encouraging to me. Now, I'm not saying that just goes for his genre, but basically his genre was the stepchild. His genre, was the black sheep. And so if I can teach or spread anything, when your brand gets leverage, the money will come. You feel me? If that real motion, people are going to come and want to assist you. Why? It could be for the wrong reasons, but if you got two pieces and you missing one piece and another person has that piece, as long as it don't compromise your morals, your principles, and the things that you stand for, then maybe it's some business there to be worked out. You feel me? Michael Jackson was probably the biggest in terms of my time frame. But as I go back and I look at it, he didn't really start writing to kind of late in the game. Oh, Quincy and them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we go back, right, and if we go back, and I know some people don't want to hear this, but I got to touch on this. If we go back to the history and we just go back to Motown, let's look at the formula for a minute. They dominated the game. Everybody wrote, helped sung background, kept their formula there, and they controlled all the hits. Why? Because they worked and moved as a unit, and they was a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
In today's world, we can't even keep groups together. You see what I'm saying? And that's
can't keep them together at all.
That's sad. That's sad.
It is. It's a sad situation when you can't keep groups together that started out together, but they end up falling apart. And sometimes it be over little minor stuff that has happened that can be worked out.
And can I say this one thing?
Yes.
And this quote that's straight from me. When troubles arise right now, if you don't have love, respect, and admiration for a person, then it can go wrong. It can go left, and then it can go to the egos. But if I love a person, then I already don't want to go there with them. If I respect the person, then I can have sympathy and empathy for them for both sides. You see what I'm saying? And if I have admiration, then I know why me and this person are joined on this juncture already. And so that's why I think it takes all three of those things to move and navigate through the tough times, in my opinion.
And Mr. One, keep everybody out your business. Out your group business. That you missed that one. Hold
up. I got that one right there, right next to let's not tell people about your moves prematurely, because we know that everybody is not happy for you. One. And then as much as we hate it, it's a whole bunch of plagiarism over here. You know what I'm saying? People do steal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
whether it be ideas, the whole nine. And I had got to the point to where people used to talk about, they used to say that when somebody steal you or be like you or do this and that, they thought it was flattery. But it's a young lady named Diamond White. I was listening to her interview, and she said, they've stole from me so much, it's not even funny no more. It's not even cute no more. It's not even entertaining. You see what I'm saying? And so that's one of the reasons why I came back outside to be the face of my brand and say, listen to me. It's okay if y'all don't believe in integrity and the record business can coexist. But for QB1, that's what we stand for. That's who we is, and that's what we're going to do. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to jump the trend. And my thing is to introduce the new school to the Underground Railroad, to the Chitlin Circuit, to getting these different avenues to keep you moving. That's my whole mission.
And I'm glad you're starting back out on your mission. You've been doing wonderful because I've been paying attention to it. When you think I'm not looking, I'm always looking. I'm just quiet. I'm always in the midst, quiet.
And that's the other thing. If you go back to the Bible, and I'm gonna misquote it a little bit, but you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. It said your gift don't make room for you. You feel me?
Right.
So this took me a long time, because sometimes when you can do a bunch of things, it's, that's a blessing and a curse. But when you really, really find out what your niche is and what your purpose is, and then you have knowledge of self, then at that point, you're gonna attract or manifest, or whatever y'all call it, the right type of frequency. I believe
exactly. And that's true. That is very true because it took me a while. I knew where my niche was, but I didn't know how to use the frequency of it. And it took some people who really love me, like Sweetwood and Lady V, to see it, to make me come out more with it. Because I stayed in the background. What a lot of people don't know, I literally really stayed in the background and I didn't want to do a lot of different things. But because they seen something in me, they put me more and more out on the forefront to start doing stuff. Even with this podcast, Street Sweeper was the one that fussed so hard about me starting my own stuff because he believed in me enough. And he was like, Deona, you can do this. I see it. You can really do this. You know everybody, and you got a good heart.
But watch this. So watch this. So now that goes back to the right people around you. Because if you have a person, and this is something that the masses is going to disagree with me on. Jealousy and envy is the same thing to me. I understand that Webster say it's not, but they at least first cousins. And so if you jealous of me and if you envious of me, then I don't expect no return from you. You see what I'm saying? So no matter, it's no different than if you take and if you sow good seeds into bad ground. Come on, man. You feel me? What my whole thing this year right here, no waste. Not in this. You feel me? I'm not gonna sow in no bad soil, not in this season. And it's not my job to save everybody. I ain't gonna lie. I can't help because I got a good heart. So honestly, I still want everybody to win. But my whole point is chill. When you on the plane, after the little stewardess do her little thing, she say, listen to me. If something go wrong, the mask gonna drop down from the ceiling. Secure your own mask first.
Exactly.
To assist somebody else. And that resonated with me.
Exactly. And some people won't even get what you're saying, but some of us that's living it, you know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And remember this, and you got to look at, I got a church background. So you got to look at, I've been blessed to have the best of both worlds. I really did. I was raised in the church. Of course, I went my way. So, I had a little time out there in the streets. Okay. And I went and I worked in corporate America. And you got to look at, I'm almost 30 years in this record business. So I've dealt with every type of person, every type of personality. You feel me? So now a person can't finesse me. Why? Because I got it in the spirit, and I'm gonna see what your intent is before you even pull it off. You see what I'm saying? And that's currency to me. And so the people, it's no different than me being a show. Now we have to keep each other uplifted. We have to fellowship with each other. And for those of us that's like-minded, support. I really need people to get back to understanding what support is.
But you know what? They don't understand what real support is. They so much on being so negative instead of being on a positive to build a strong team. And that goes back to when you was talking about Motown. Motown was a strong team. You couldn't get past one or the next because they stayed together as a unit. And if people start back doing this, everything will be fine. But it's too much, as you said, those two first cousins, jealousy and enviness that goes on, and it destroys a lot.
Right. And the one thing, I'm a firm believer in this. I do understand that at this point, our game is a little bit oversaturated, but I still believe that there's room for everybody. Because if we go to Texas right now, we'll see 500 rappers never heard of. And now with this whole playlisting and with the algorithm and with the way that it works, I ain't trying to be funny. If an artist was to just get 1,000 loyal fans, 1,000 loyal fans,
right,
that spend $1 a month with them, right? They still making a living. That's 20 grand a year. Do it 10 times and double your $1 million, and then have your exit plan or go to the next level or to the next stage. If it's all, I just hate that when I see some people, we know they don't love it. We know they don't have the passion for it. And they think they're going to come over here and just get money. And then they're willing to do anything just to get the money. Well, this is a game that if you're willing to do anything just for the money, it's asks you to do any and everything.
Exactly. But you know, a lot of them don't understand the algorithm at all. So it's like they I wish they teach it in school more about it now because of this day and age. Because we didn't have that. It
Correct.
was just you either gonna do it or you don't, pretty much. But
Yeah, right.
now they have the resources to mess with the algorithm to get themselves out there. As you say, get yourself noticed more. Out of 500 people, you doing it. You making yourself at least in the top 100 because it's so many out there that's doing this and they don't even realize it. That's why I was like, I was so appreciative you bringing that point up because a lot of people don't understand it.
And let me say this, and this is just something that I want to say. Don't get a false sense of security just by the numbers and the numbers alone. Because, and I don't want to say this on your show because I don't want to take it out on you. But sometimes when you get too much motion online, you can get shadow banned. All right. And so that's why I'm telling people have your balance in terms of have your street contacts, your DJ contacts, have your industry tastemakers and trailblazers contacts. Why? Because if all you're doing is you're just on the internet and the internet alone, what happens if they decide to take it from you? What happens if they start charging? And we know it's a form popping up. Like, just think about it. Last year, everybody, oh my gosh, I'm going to Clubhouse. So it's going to always be a new platform. So just don't have a don't have a false sense of security thinking that one platform is just going to save you. Just, and people, I've had to argue with the big execs, especially from up top, up north. I told them, I said, you need to take a trip down here in the South because down here in the South, Facebook popping. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to disrespect Facebook. Like, Panama City is one of my areas. You see what I'm saying? Tampa, Mobile, Birmingham, all these places. Yeah, we deal with all these other platforms, but Facebook do it.
Yeah. And a lot of people got to learn what platforms work for what region of the country.
Oh man. See, I'm gonna be real with you. When I say that, everybody go to frowning. You see what I'm saying? But what they have to realize, and I know nobody want to hear this as well, it's still some areas that still do CDs. Now, I'm not telling nobody else to do that. I'm not telling nobody else to print. But think about this. If it's 5 or 6 areas that still do CDs and you're able to print, that could give you the leg up on the competition for the person that can't. All you need is a starting point. And even with what I do in terms of connecting the dots and getting the person a starting point, we're into what people want to know your story. They want to know you. They want to know where you're from, what you do. And it takes you putting this information out to find out what is it about you that's going to give you forward motion. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because I think a few places out in the Midwest still has CDs. They still do the CDs.
Shit, hold up. Respectfully, I love St. Louis to death, and they rock with me hard. They show me a lot of love. But dog, they still do the CDs out there. Milwaukee still you go in the
they still doing the CDs out there.
Right. And I'm not saying it to say that it's just that's still their preference. In the panhandle, once you leave Pensacola, Florida, and you're in Mobile and you're headed through the Gulf Coast and you get in Mississippi, bruh, they're gonna put them CDs on you still.
I'm in a heartbeat because I went out to Biloxi.
Okay, watch out now. You're Gulf Coast now. There you go.
When I go to Biloxi and I went to a showcase, guess the first thing I had so many CDs. They gave out CDs straight up, and it was amazing to me because I hadn't seen the CD game in so long. You know what I'm saying? But to go in another region and see the CD game, like, snap. Okay, all right. Y'all still got the footwork CD thing. I respect that on so many levels.
Nah, and I'm gonna say this, man. No disrespect to none of the other states, but Alabama has always been my favorite state. Even from way back, in the Freaknik days. Because at the end of the day, you got some cities in Alabama, like for instance, Birmingham. Y'all started to hear about them because they kind of jumped on First 48. But what a person got to realize is Birmingham is still the size of Miami. It's just that Miami is the coveted city, for the exotic this, and it's a paradise.
Right.
But talking about size wise. And then another thing, people don't want to hear me, but I speak on facts. Jacksonville is still the largest city land wise in the US. But y'all don't know that because people think Jacksonville is just Jacksonville. So think about it. I go to Jacksonville back in the Yo Gotti days when Gotti was the man in South Carolina. Then he had the pop in Savannah. Then he ended up in Jacksonville, and then that was the gateway to Florida. We have to understand these routes and how to navigate the terrain. And everybody has their own ecosystem. It's no different than like Albany. If I'm gonna come to Albany, trust me, I done been to Columbus. I done slid through Sylvester. I done stopped through Fitzgerald. I done bought chicken wings and quarter. Like I done did that. You feel me? If I'm a slide, now watch this. If I'm sliding to Albany, then I want to hit old Montgomery up, stop back through old Eufaula, catch me a little Phoenix City. You see what I'm saying? Like I know the route, but that comes from being out here. And so it's no different than, one of y'all, I'm gonna say this, like DJ Tremaine, and I know he's from y'all area, has heavy ties to y'all area. Like Tremaine is one of the people that I don't get to talk to him as much now, but we got 20 years in just that quick.
Right. That's been my homie over 10 years right there. And we might not talk a lot, but when we do, that's my homie.
Right. And watch this. Tremaine is getting younger and younger because yes, it's cool, this little radio thing that he do. But when this man is in the club, man, this man's still doing it like he was 20, man. You see what I'm saying? And he really like that. And so what I want the other people that's trying to get motion, I want them to understand, some of these people, get some of these relationships, because all of these people, and like for instance, respectfully, I haven't talked to him in 100 years, but OE, like I love OE. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to see him. Hold on. I don't get to see him, but I love OE. But I'm gonna tell you something that I remember. I remember T-Pain right when he was blowing, like after I'm Sprung, they had him do a interview, and he said, "My favorite producer in the world is OE." But to the younger people that don't know the history, I know that's not relevant to them.
Right.
But think of something that the world said was the big producer at the time, basically said that a person from y'all crib was his inspiration.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
He came here and he
so
performed here too.
See, I didn't know that. Yeah. But nah.
He came here
listen to me.
and
But
he
OE,
performed.
man.
Yep.
Okay, but watch this. OE, if you're listening, if somebody know OE, look here, boy, I love you. We get it in. We done did the whole dash, boy. Just know I never forget. Let's go.
I'll let him know because me and him got a little slick beef going on because he's supposed to be coming back on the show. So, we always fuss. That's my personal.
No, not the slick beef. Oh, man, you beefing with the producer. Oh, man.
I can do that. See,
no cheese grits for you.
Look, I knew him before he was the producer, so I can have that beef with him.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You can do that, man. I get a little sensitive about the people that's legends now. You know what I'm saying? With the legends now. I done seen them play the key.
Like I tell everybody, and I know a lot of legends. You put your pants on every day like my dad and husband. Ain't nothing about me gonna change. I'm gonna keep you as real as I hold outdoors, outside of the legend.
That's right. That's real. But I'm gonna flowers. We gonna give him his flowers. You heard me? Yeah.
Just like I be giving you your flowers, like for real. Like I've been knowing you for a minute. We lost contact, but I've been following you for a while. And then at my show, then you told me, you've been pushing me, and I've been seeing it. You think I'll be seeing it, but I see it. And then when you come on my show, that was a blessing. Then I seen you here in Albany, and it was like we never lost a conversation about what was gonna go on.
That's real.
What's been going on between us.
Right, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I slide through your city, and like I said, that's how I got a chance to see the Rando guy. And I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know him personally. I'm not acting like I know him personally, but the mission. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's the mission that connect us. You feel me? But had I not been in your city and moving around, because 2 years ago, they didn't have no exposure. And so the last thing that I want to say with my platform, because to whom much is given, much is required. You feel me?
Right.
With my
Right.
platform, all I want to do, because I'm gonna make money. That's not an issue. We're gonna do that. You feel me? But I
Right.
want to help some of these other brands just get further than what they've been able to get. And I still want people not only, and everybody talk about believing, but dog, I want people to understand the rawest definition of ambition. You feel me? Because even with
Right.
believing, even with having faith, even with perseverance, even if you go get you a mentor, if you ain't got no ambition, man, we as entrepreneurs, we can't climb up the hill, go haters, the ops and the oppositions, and carry you on your back. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I might not have a Dr. King speech for you every day. So you got to be self-motivated.
Exactly. And like I tell a lot of, I've been on a couple of shows and interviews, and they always ask me, and I tell them, I said, let me tell you, I've been in this game a long time. I Am Me magazine. I was out doing my thing. I was with Tremaine first.
Okay.
I was head of Tremaine's street team when he had his
man.
very first street team.
There it is.
I was out there with him and OE. We
Okay.
out there doing our thing. I was an artist. Some things went on with that and I didn't like it. So I still believed in music. I love music. I love pushing independent artists because I used to be one. So I understand the game. Then with I Am Me magazine, it was doing good, but then I had cancer to come through. So that slid me back for a minute.
For sure.
And then I came back and I was still doing I Am Me, and I met Street Sweeper. Street Sweeper has been my homie for years since high school. He's like my god brother. Love his wife V. That's where I was doing that thing with Street Sweeper on his show and everything he had going on. He was traveling sweeper where them girls at. I was on his street team. Yeah, V had to get on when she wanted me, and I finally told her yes. And I did go ahead, and I've been with them ever since. Okay. I've been learning so much through him, and then when I get a chance to talk to other major artists and producers and stuff, I've been learning a whole lot. And one of the things they said is shop because I'm so quiet. When they see me, I'm quiet in the background. I don't
right.
But once you get to know me, you know, like I bully you, I bully OE.
Hey, but it's all love.
It's all love. And I tell them it's all love because I'm a people person. I always been a people person. And I like to see everybody like you succeed because my background and everything and the stuff I've been through life, you know, I could have said, you know what, I ain't stand nobody, I don't want to do this and that. But because I have a good heart,
right,
and I've been raised up in the church just like you. I come from a line of pastors, a lot of them.
Right.
And it's just that person, you know, so that gift that's in me. And I can't just sit down and say, no, you can't. That's why I can't with this. And I tell them all the time when I was preaching, just like you mentioned tonight, write the vision, make it plain. I always told my mama, one day I'm going to be this host because I was in the medical field, but I kind of came out of it because it was depressing me. But when I got back into the music, something that I love, and start getting into all this that God has presented me, I've been loving it. And it ain't been about the money. I don't get really paid for a lot of stuff because some of the stuff I'm like, I really want to do it from the heart because I see the need. And there's a lot of these kids that get taken advantage of, and you can see it. And a lot of them don't have the money. But people are making them go get all this money. That means they're going to do drugs. They're selling drugs. They're trying to rob somebody. Doing all of this. And they ain't realizing what kind of background that this child is coming from, trying to make it in the industry. And it's sad. That's why I use my platform a lot and say, hey, especially with my celebrity guests, I need y'all to talk about this and that for the younger people to hear from because I'm auntie in the street. And they listen to auntie.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
There's been a couple of times, and I understand it's supposed to be business, but there's been a couple of times to where I've gotten personally involved or pulled into some situations to where I've had to put my foot down and let the artist know, you know what? I feel better about trying to save your life than save your career.
Exactly.
And especially, you know, at the end of the day, I'm glad to be quote unquote older. I'm 51. But if I see a young man and he's not making good decisions or sound decisions, and he got kids, then I gotta speak on that. You feel me?
Exactly.
If he's not realizing that, bruh, I know you spending some money over there, but if he's not spending no time, like these are different things that ain't got nothing to do with records that I'm gonna bring to his attention and say, look, man, this is just the laws of the land. You're not gonna be able to get that back. I could tell you this because that's a mistake I made. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Fortunately, I had time to get it right, and I was to catch up this and that. But life, and I gotta say this on your platform, in my opinion, if your life is unbalanced, if your personal life is unbalanced, your business life won't be unbalanced. That's my opinion. I think that you still got to have a sense of direction and have things at least even Steven. Because if you stressed, if you mad, if you angry and complacent all at the same time, then what type of energy you gonna bring into your business world?
Exactly. And you were speaking on some real truth because a lot of them don't understand that. And I hope tonight that a lot of them take the time out and look at this podcast, particularly because you have made some very valid points that a lot of us who've been out here in the game has been preaching for a while. That's why it be so important to me when I put certain people on my show and I tag certain people like this. I want you to see this for a reason. It's because there's a lot of kids out here, they losing their life behind this, and they can't seem to separate business from personal. At the end of the day, while you still making music, you still got a family. You need to go work. Go do what you need to do for your family.
And there's nothing wrong. Let me say this, and I know I'm gonna lose some clients when I say this, but when I'm getting ready to take on a project, that's one of the questions that I'm asking. How are you taking care of yourself? I'm not walking away from an artist just because he has a, if anything, it's going to let me know that he's lower risk, right? And that it's going to tell me something about humility, right? And it's going to tell me that he has an understanding that these things still have to go on while you're pursuing your purpose. I don't know who made that rule that you got to be balling. Everybody ain't balling. Everybody can't be Big Meech. Everybody don't have a deal. Everybody don't have $1 million investor. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say it. If none of the other quote unquote bosses or people that's in position say it, when I see an artist and he has a job, it just lets me know that that job is there to assist him. You know what I'm saying? While he's taking his steps, and that he understands that he wants to put himself in a low risk situation instead of a high risk situation. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you. I'm glad you said that.
So I applaud that. So let me say this. If there's some artists out there right now and y'all working and y'all going to the next level, but all you got is a regular job, you still could call me, because at the end of the day, each case is different. And I'd rather see you out here taking care of your family. And this is just something that's personal to me. That ain't got nothing to do with business. I don't need no more little boys to lose their daddies for long periods of time because we are already up against enough. And that's just coming from me, something I gotta say.
That's just real. That's just real. I think all of us who got a heart feel the same way. They feel the exact same way. Because I've seen some situations and been in some situations that was like that. So trust me, I understand that all the way to the fullest. So I appreciate that. And all your antics on here tonight. See, you was even pretty good tonight. See, y'all, I can go ahead and be petty with it now. He was even good tonight. I thought I would have to say, you know what, when we get off here, it's going down with us. But I didn't have to do that tonight.
Because watch this. I respect your platform. I respect your movement. I respect what you bring to the game. And I just hope that your viewers and some of the people who viewed you for the first time, I hope that they realize that it's a blessing to have an outlet, because a lot of people, a lot of places don't have outlets and don't have starting points. So I came on here for a reason, to show you with my presence that I respect you.
And I appreciate that so much. We got a lot of things. Hopefully, if everything goes right, I'll be in Atlanta tomorrow, so I can get to see my boy in person.
For sure. But one thing about it, I know that you're behind me, and I know that you're with me in spirit. You feel me? And at the end of the day, the thing tomorrow is really young boys, and it's about the organization. And I don't want to try to take credit for the organization. This is something that they have in place. This is something that they're doing, but it's a need, because we hear about single mothers, we hear about fathers not being in the home, we hear about the crime rate, we hear about all this. But these, even if they do something wrong, they still our kids. You understand what I'm saying? So let's stop, you know what I'm saying, pushing them away. Like, we got to start embracing, because it's some people that you can reach that I can't reach, and vice versa.
Exactly, because I'm the neighborhood mom. I understand,
Okay.
the hood mama. I
Okay.
keep a house full of boys
Okay.
every day, almost up to 12, 1 o'clock. When my son get here, or every night, Auntie, can I say over Auntie? Auntie, they come all day. So trust me, I understand.
But you know what? Watch this. They gonna smell the love, and they gonna come with a love at. You feel me? And some people take that for granted. You feel me? And the last thing that I would say, it got nothing to do with records, but I'm adopted. You feel me? And that's something I tell people everywhere I go. So when you see me out and having to do these different things, like, nobody made me do it. I have to do it. That's what I got worked out with God. I got worked out with my journey. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm telling you, it's an awesome dream, and I'm loving it. And I see you doing your thing. Oh, you know it. And I appreciate you being on the show tonight. You already know you can get into with your girl anytime you need me. So you know how that goes. You already know that the love is here. So make sure you get in touch with me, because I find out you doing something you ain't let me know about. Oh, man.
Well, you know what? Well, now next month, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and put the calendar out. We definitely back outside though, but I'll be in Atlanta the next 2 days, and then we over there in Charlotte on Saturday with my homie Chuck T. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Shout out to Chuck T.
Yeah, we ain't playing, man. We back.
I see that. Okay, now little sister watching now. I'm watching you. You slip. I'm gonna be in your inbox.
Nah, man, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, you see, hold up. But tell your audience now, let them know that I was on time now. You feel me? Okay, please let your audience know now. I gave you the same respect that I would give a Breakfast Club. I was on time. I communicated throughout the day. You ain't have to come and find me. Come on, man. Let's go. Business.
You know what? Listen. Outside of that, if I had to come find you and had to come to Florida, and I just left Florida, and I know I got to go back to Florida in 2 weeks,
right?
You had to come see me.
And watch this. Watch this. The next time you talk to Disco, right? Ask him, didn't we used to rap together? It's gonna crack you up.
Yeah, well, you know, me and Disco been friends over 20 years. That is my partner.
Man, listen to me. It was a time, and well, you know this. It was a time in Florida to where, man, them city boys had it hostage. You hear me? Like, listen to me, Disco, man. That's my brother. I love him, and I know the real Disco. You understand what I'm saying?
So everybody don't know the real Disco.
No, man. Listen to me. I know the real Disco. You feel me? And me and him got a homeboy named Train. Sir Night Train.
Train is my partner too, DJ Night Train.
Listen to me, watch this. Your baby mama's favorite DJ, but you tell Train that he cooked them peanuts with the neck bones and oxtails in them.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. I know he gonna beat me up, because you know I was there this past weekend.
Okay.
And I hung out with Disco, and I had a chance to. Anytime I come into Orlando, I check in with them.
For sure.
And let them know that I'm in the city, because my sister that passed was friends with both of them, real good friends with both of them. That's how I got a chance to meet them years ago. And every time I come in the city, I got to let them know, hey, I'm in the city. Let me know where y'all at, because I'm coming. And they know I'm coming. Disco know I'll rip. I'm on the way, because I ain't got to worry about that. When I get there, I ain't worried about that.
It's
I'm trying to tell you. And then his nephews, them city boys and his nephews.
Listen.
That's why I tell everybody, you can't go to Orlando without going to holler at Disco and the city boys. Them 30 years strong. They got it down.
Every DJ, watch this. Every DJ in Orlando that's new, they came up under DJ. They came up under Disco. That's who they wanted to be. And he trained everybody. But he's a beautiful person. Man, that's my dog.
Yes.
You feel me? Like, so he another person. Let me go ahead and salute him on here too. Like Disco, man, he the real deal, man. That's just the bottom line. He a legend,
Yes,
legend.
a whole legend, and that's why I tell everybody, hey, you back in Daytona, the
Man,
Black College Reunion,
man,
he sat down at
tighten up,
hotel.
tighten up, tighten up,
Tighten up.
tighten up. You know, you sound like you know something now. Hey, but listen to me. Yeah. But you know what? The younger people, they'll never get a chance to really experience it. Don't get me wrong, they partying and they doing their thing and they doing it their way. But it ain't nothing like that BCR, that real Freaknik, and something in Miami called Goon Bay, and something in Florida, the Brown Sugar Festival. Like they'll never see that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We put on, we put on so bad.
The Orange Crush, but the Orange Crush ain't the Orange Crush that we had.
Right,
respectfully.
Totally different. Respectfully.
Because I respect my babies that's doing it.
Yeah.
But it's a total different game from when we was out though. Man. When we was doing our thing.
And like I said, they doing their thing, and I understand how everybody trying to use the term Freaknik and trying to bring it back. But the truth of the matter is, Freaknik either messed up your life or gave you the experience of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like people just said, you know what? I'm moving to Atlanta. I seen people go to Atlanta and just get a job. Like, dog, I'm never coming home. You see what I'm saying? And then keep in mind, back in the day, I used to be on the road with Uncle Luke. So you got to look at, there is nothing that I have not seen. You understand?
Exactly.
So I'm from that era. I'm from that era, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, me and you both. That's why I can sit here and go, look.
Yeah, man.
I know.
Yeah, man. So that's what it is. But definitely, I'm gonna get ready to do my next. I just wanted to make sure that I tap in with you, and hopefully I see you tomorrow. But if I don't, I know that you're there in spirit, and anything that I could do to support your movement, make sure you reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Let's get it. Once again, everybody, this is my homie, my brother from another mother, Big Amp quarterback. I just love that. I just love that QB1. I just love it.
Watch this here, man. Hey, tell the people to talk to me. I talk back, man. Like, look here. We ain't Hollywood over here, man. It's like I'm still out here, and I go and I touch the people and I meet the people. Independence, y'all got my heart, man. You feel me? Y'all definitely got my heart. And and at the end of the day, this is the one thing I got to put out there. If you're willing to put in the work, then don't let nobody tell you what you can't get out the game. But make sure that you're willing to put the work in, though. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all heard it right here with Big Amp. I'm your girl, Word on the Street. Y'all know y'all can catch this right now on iHeart Podcast, iHeart Radio. Soon it will be on my tuner, just not finishing uploading. But I'm on almost every platform right now. So you can go back and check out different episodes of Word on the Street with your girl. I'll be uploading this segment tonight with my boy Big Amp on iHeartRadio tonight. So make sure y'all get a chance, go back, listen to what he got to say, because he said some valuable, powerful things tonight. I'll holler at y'all. Y'all have a great night. Don't get off, Amp. Once I go in, don't go off.
Okay.
I'll holler at y'all. Peace.